Yo, what is up guys, it's me Eve again here, and in today's video we're going to talk about Musume, the new gacha game that just dropped. So I'm going to talk about this game because I have been having such a blast playing it over the last 2 weeks. I didn't play too much because I was on vacation, but every time I had a free time I would definitely log in, do a few rounds on the career, having fun. It was just chilling. This game is really good and I definitely recommend trying it out. So this is going to be a guide for basically beginners who want to try to get into the game or maybe are thinking of getting into the game. I'm going to talk about all of the important stuff in here so you will know what to expect when coming into this game. So obviously the gacha is about having to pull on the characters and some other stuff that this game has specifically. So in this game there is characters themselves, so the horse girls that do the racing, and there is also support cards that you can also pull into. We're gonna get into the cards a little bit later, what they do and why they are important, but for the most part what you need to know if you're gonna be re-rolling, there's rerolls in this game as well. They're very easy. After you do the tutorial you can just go and delete your account and start all over again. Very easy, very fast. So if you're interested in trying to be more of a PvP player, you want to keep up with the other like whales and stuff, you can definitely do that, and then you will need to reroll a little bit for the better cards in the beginning, as well as you will need to prioritize some specific banners that will come out with the support cards. But definitely you can just be a casual player. This game doesn't need you to be like grinding and stuff like that. You can just chill and have fun by playing the game itself. You don't need to be competitive in like PvP or anything like that. It's totally chilled, and that's one of the reasons why I love it. So you decide in the beginning of the game what type of player are you. Like if you're going for the tier list and stuff like that, then you want to go for the support cards. If you're more of a casual player, you can definitely summon on some of the characters. I don't recommend going too crazy on the characters, because again, characters in this game don't really matter. It's more of about what cards do, and so just getting a few good cards in the beginning would be much nicer than having the characters, because again, you get also a lot of free tickets like this, or for example like a 3-star selector for SSR characters as well in first a few weeks that you were going to be playing, because they have like 2 celebration missions that give 2 tickets for a free 3-star, as well as there's going to be a free 3-star voucher that you get in the beginning of the game as well. So there's a lot of easy ways to get the 3 stars, so I don't recommend going for the character for the most part. So again, you can just reroll for the support cards, but if you don't want to do that, if you're like, you can still, it's very easy. Because of that, I recommend doing it a few times. But if you're not like getting anything good, so for example you're not getting fine motion or anything like that, then you can just go and start playing the game. It doesn't really matter. You can get those cards a little bit later, as well as there's going to be much more important cards in future as well. But this is basically the gacha characters and the support cards. We're going to talk about them a little bit in here a little bit later. So once you get into the career, the first thing that you will need to do is select the legacies. What does the legacy mean by itself? It's basically overall it's buffs for your basic stats. So if I reset here, for example, as you can see, this is my basic stats on Rudolph here. This is how they look. But if I select let's say auto here, I get buffs for a specific type of attributes, or whatever you want to call them, basic stats that I have now bonuses for. Like you see that my speed went up by 47, my stamina went up by 5, power by 5, 12 by the width by 12 as well. So this is basically like it's their parents basically. Like legacy means that this is their predecessors giving them some specific DNA, if you want to think about it like that. This is how they give them the buffs. Basically, you want to just think about this, what on different types of Umas, you want to have different types. For example, for a long one, maybe you want to go a little bit more on the power side or the stamina, stuff like that. So depending on the Uma Musume type, you will need to do different legacies sometimes, so you can change them as you can see here. Pick whatever you have. Also, you can pick, for example, as you can see here, including guests, you can pick guests as well. Guests means your basically friends that have Umas. You can pick their Umas as well. And now you have the buff from them too. So for example, now as you can see, this one of the friends that I have gives me much bigger advantage compared to if I just do it on with my own. For example, Suzuka here, it only gives 21, but with her it gives me 45, but it doesn't give me any width anymore. So this is the differences that you can see when you're gonna be doing the legacies. Also, another thing about legacies is having the sparks. Sparks is basically, as you can see, the sparks increase some specific attributes as well. So for example, blue ones here, spark that increases stamina. As you can see, rainy day, a spark that gives a skill hint for rainy days. So you will see a lot of this stuff about the skills here. Because again, you will get into skills a little bit later when we're getting into the whole career gameplay. But basically, hints mean when you're going to be having events with your friendship, when you're going to be training, you're going to get hints for specific skills, and those skills you could see them in here because every Uma it gives you different skills, as well as they give different increases in different attributes and just basic stats in general. As you can see, again, you can see the skill hints as well here. This one buffs the speed as well. There is a spark that increases a mile distance aptitude. They have different stuff on them. So this is what you can see when they give you the bonuses, the legacies. So now, after selecting the legacies, you get into the deck building of your cards. Cards are basically your friends that you are using to buff specific stuff, getting the training bonuses and training with them, and you get the bonus from using one of any of those friends. So all of the cards have different attributes, as you can see here on the right. For example, this one buffs speed, this one is a width, this one is strafe, this one is stamina, all of that. They have different attributes. Again, cards in this game are the most important stuff. Like, they're more important than characters. Characters, for the most part, you can win with anyone. It doesn't really matter. 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, doesn't really matter. If they're their rarity doesn't go beyond the how OP they are. You can just use any and they're gonna be good enough. You can win with anyone. So because of that, again, cards are more important in this game, so don't forget to pull on them. Don't only go for the characters all the time. You do need having cards, especially when there's gonna be more or so the OP ones out. You will need to get them, as well as they have dupes on them. So depending on the dupe, they give different type of bonuses for you. For example, let's go into here and let's see this special week card that everyone gets, basically for just playing the game. You will be doing the missions and you will be getting a lot of dupes for it. So as you can see here, this is the supported effect. You can see it in your exchange enchants here. The friendship bonus, mood effect, speed bonus, initial friendship gauge, race, and fan bonus. For the most part, the most important ones are the friendship bonus and the mood effects. But you'll also need to worry about other stuff. Also, training effectiveness is not the bad when it comes to having the best type of bonuses in there. But they have different variations of how much bonuses they give depending on the card itself, as well as levels are very important in this game. For example, you need to try to level up. As you can see, now it's going to be 30%, so you need to try and level up this stuff to max them out, so you're not missing these a few percentages that you might be able to get if you're maxing out the stuff like that. So those effects give different stuff. There's also a unique perk, for example here, training effectiveness and raise bonus for different types of cards. They have different perks. For example, this one gives a friendship bonus and the speciality priority. This one, for example, gives you training effectiveness and initial guts. This the fine motion, one of the better ones in the beginning of the game. Friendship bonus and initial friendship gauge as well. So there's a lot of different stuff that you can try to build it depending on your character, but there's a lot of different cards that are very, very good in the beginning. So if you're getting into the game, I would recommend you trying to get at least one of the two really, really good cards. One of them is Fine Motion, and the other one I can show you by going into Friends here. This one, the Mind, I think it's called, something with a mind. Yeah, Peace of Mind. So this is another really, really strong in the beginning. So either Fine Motion on her if you get them. If you can get both, if you're looking to like really reroll until you get both of them, that would be really, really good in the beginning. But if you at least get one, you can stop there, it's okay. Both of them really, really good. So you can go for one of those. And again, the dupes do matter because again, wit bonus, mood effect, bonuses that they give are very important also. So in the later on games, you will later on in the game, you will definitely need to get more of dupes of the same cars, so you can get those bonus effects, and that will do matter in the end game a lot. Other than that, there's also uncap on the ones, so this is the dupes ones. Also, you level up stuff, and then you will get the bonuses after you uncap them, as well as after you level them up. You get the bonuses here. Again, you can see all of the levels, what requirements of the levels you need to get a specific bonus. Okay, now with as we're done with getting the cards, you can put them into deck. They are gonna buff different stuff. As you can see, depending on what attribute your cards are you putting, you're gonna buff different stuff. As well as this also does matter what are you putting here. Like if you're gonna use auto here, it's gonna put whatever you have the better, as well as it's gonna put your friends, like the best card that your friends have. As well, for example, you can exchange it for a better one, like right here, let's say. It's also much more better if you're using like that. Again, auto just go for the more like uncaps you have on that card. It goes for those ones and not for like the better ones. So you will need to go and do yourself some of the cards. For example, if you want to have more speed, then you exchange, let's say, Air Shakur for even SR ones, just for the sake of having those speed ones. But again, you're gonna need to see what are the better SRs, what are the better SSRs to exchange for those, so you have more bonuses on them. And these ones matter because when you're gonna get into the game, the cards that have, for example, speed type attributes, they're gonna go and like trigger the events on the speed more. And for example, if you have the fine motion with wit, she has a chance at least of appearing more in the wit as well. And because of that, like this basically determines your chances of going for a specific event on a specific type of training that you were gonna go for. For example, if you're gonna go for a long runner, you definitely need a little bit of stamina, a little bit of power, as well as a little bit of the speed as well here. So because of that, you want to have triggers, not on like something like guts, for example. For the most part, you want to have triggers of the events on these, let's say 3 of them, or like at least 2 of them. And because of that, this does matter what type of attributes you put and what type of cards you're going to be putting. Okay, now as you have started the career, you chose the legacies, you chose the cards. Now we can get into the actual gameplay, the training of the game. The most of the time you're going to be doing is going to be doing this. So there's a few things that you need to think about. There's rest, training, skills, infirmary, recreation, and races. Recreation is basically the thing that matters only about the mood. So if your mood is going down, you can use recreation. It does refill a little bit of your energy, as well as it gives you a better mood. So your mood is going up, and mood does matter in this game. Like it basically shows as how much of the potential of your horse can she output in the race. So if she's like in awful mood, you're gonna be she can, like, you know, fuck up the whole race. So because of that, be careful with the mood. Try to at least always stay on around normal. Don't go like too low on like on awful. And sometimes you will need to do the recreation just for the sake of the horse to not, you know, always being performing bad. So the goals are the things that you will need to do for the sake of your career to be successful, basically. You can see all of the list of the races that you will need to win. They have different types of turns that you have, like, for example, like if days, basically you have 3 years. This is the course of 3 years of those races. You have different turns between them. So those turns determine how much training you can do. For example, 11 days is like 11 trainings or like rest recreations that you can do. So basically like one training, for example, doesn't matter what you're picking here, like let's say speed, one training for the speed is gonna consume energy, and then it's gonna consume 1 day as well, because it's gonna trigger the event as well. So it's basically 1 day, one training, or 1 day for one rest. So for example, if you need to refill your energy, you're gonna be using rest for that. And if you want to refill that, that's going to consume 1 whole day. Infirmary is when your horses get conditions. So, for example, they could have good or bad conditions. And because of that, you will need to go to infirmary. Or if they are getting, they could get hurt. And because of that, you will need to also go to the infirmary. Skills are something that you will use in your races. Again, there's a lot of different skills, and also they depend not only on Musumes, they have their specific, their own skills that they have. Like, if, for example, you see here on the ear groove, she's got this one. But they're also going to be something like there's more than increase the navigation on the late race. There's going to be a specific type of Umas, for example, for the pace chasers, for the long runs, for the miles, for the medium, for the front runners. We're going to get into that a little bit later when we get to the race. But again, you will need to think about what you want to build. Again, all of the Uma Musumes, and depending on their type, you'll have to build them differently. Not all of them will have to go for the same skill sets as you would usually do. So in terms of training here, you can see there's different, like, as you can see, basic stats. This is going to be the trainings ones that you can do. There's speed, stamina, power, guts, and wit. For the most part, the most important ones are going to be speed and power. Okay, now let's talk about what does each of those stats do. So first of all, speed is for the speed, obviously the most obvious one. Speed is how fast your character is gonna run. The stamina here is all about how long the horse can basically run before she runs out of stamina, and then she drastically drops on terms of speed. The power is all about the acceleration. The more power you have, the faster you're gonna be in general. The guts is most useless one currently, because it's mainly is used to reduce the consumption of stamina. But the thing is that most people just do and go for the stamina on the higher end, so you can go more into stamina, and then you don't really need guts at all. So because of that, it's kind of useless, and you're still buffing guts a little bit by just going for the stamina. So for the most part, you don't really want to go for the guts. With, like, again, you will still need guts on some like okayish amount. You can't really like neglect guts at all. So like not paying attention to it at all is also a bad thing. So at least try to like some once in a while give a few stats into here, and that would be good enough. So wit is kind of about the skill activation for the most part. Like it's hard to give you the understanding of what that is, but it's basically the amount of like the percentage of your skills to activate, basically. And also it gives you it doesn't consume any any energy, so it will also kind of refill sometimes a little bit of your energy as well. So sometimes you might be on like having a 20% failure here. As you can see, there's a failure rate depending on your energy. For example, if you're on the lower side of the energy, you're going to be on like, let's say 30% failure rate. You can do one wit, and then you can also do one more of these ones with a better percentages, because it does give you a little bit of energy back. So that's something to know about all of these skills. Other thing that you need to know is here. So you can see all of your cards that you picked in the beginning when you were building the decks. You can see the characters in here. They will appear randomly on other on like all of your basically trainings that you can do. They will be appearing there randomly, but they have better chances to appear on whatever they have in here as their attribute. They have better chances, I believe. So you will be seeing them in there more compared to others, but again, it does have like, it's not 100% that they're going to be only appearing there. So again, be sure to know that when you're picking. These ones are basically your friendship gauge here that you can fill. The more gauge you have, the better the training gets for you, the more points you will get. Also, training with your friends will give you skill points that you will be also using the skills, as well as training with the characters will give you specific hints for those skills. So this, as you can see here, for example, for hint, you get level 1 10% off. So level 2 20% off. So you're getting basically less. You'll need less skill points to upgrade one of the skills. So because of that, this is very important to try to train, especially when you have more than like 2 of them in one of them. Is definitely worth it to do. And like let's do it right now. And you'll see again, this is on I'm using the skip here just so you can see. We can do it right now, so maybe we'll get to have event. Okay, this is the times when you get the events. So events will have different types of outcomes depending on what you choose here. So for example, achieving your dream is going to be giving you a little bit of energy. And studies, I think it's either wit or guts, I don't remember exactly. As well as it's going to consume like 5 energy from you, but this one is going to give you like 5 energy as back. So different, depending on what you're picking here, it's going to have different outcomes, but for the most part, it's not really important, and you'll just remember them by itself when you'll like play through these ones for a long time. There's like an event specific to the game itself, so the standard event, and there's going to be the cards event that you will see. I'm going to show you too. So for example, we pick dream. Now we skip. As you can see, we got 25 back, as well as we got a hint there. So we have 9 days left. We can do these ones. Okay, as you can see, there is also going to be 2 trainees. I think it's one of them is director Akikawa, and the other one is going to be a reporter. I don't remember her name. This is the event for, as you can see, support card event, the reminiscent clover. So this is the fine motion card that if you have, this is her event. You will be able to pick again here, depending on whatever you pick, you're gonna be getting different effects. So for example, if we pick straight here, we're gonna get guts. As you can see, the friendship is also going up whenever you're picking one of those. So you will be going through this. Again, we're gonna get to first race here. I'm gonna show you how it goes. But just, again, when you get this exclamation marks, it means that they are triggering event, specific event for those, for those cards. Oh my god, she's failing. Again, this is the thing. You need to try to not fail. Again, they sometimes gonna do that, even if it's like on a pretty normal like 20%. They're gonna fail, and then they're gonna can go down, and because of that, failing is not really good. You sometimes need to rest and get back your energy. Also, depending on what you pick there, you're gonna have different outcomes as well. So this one only gives me -1 mood, so going only one. There's another one that gives you a full-on like lower, like a really low. You're going down to awful one instantly. So for example, this one gives me some energy. Usually in the beginning of the game, it's not bad to gacha and try to, because for the most part, first races are not that hard. So you can go and try to gacha these failures ones. I usually do it like that. So like again, this time we didn't lose 20%, thank God. Okay, we'll have 3 days left. So we had the specific event here, they buffed my energy and stamina. Again, 40% is not that great. So I usually rest, but if I have like around 30%, I might gacha, that's okay. 40% usually I lose, so I don't really go gacha beyond like 30%. 30% is usually where I stop. In terms of how I want to gacha for the, try to gacha for the failure or not. Again, for the most part in the beginning, you just want to try and see if you can get as many of those events triggered as and stuff like that. Okay, this is the race. The race, finally, you're getting in the first race. Again, the first race, the debut that you're gonna do is very easy. For the most part, you're definitely winning them. But don't forget to level up your skills if you want to do that, or if you have the skill potentials for the skill that you're interested in. So, for example, we'll go with this maybe. We have the good hints for it, so might as well do it. So here, when you get into the race, you can see the prediction. So it's gonna tell you if what type of stat you're missing. For example, there's gonna be an X on them, or as well as it's gonna say, like, for example, you're a top contender. That means you're good on everything. It's gonna be on every race that you're doing. So you can see the name, how much meters does it have, what type of race it is. There's gonna be like mile, sprint, medium, stuff like that on here. There's going to be the right-handed and left-handed. So there's two different types of tracks. There's right and left-handed. So those also do matter when it comes to skills, because some of the skills, I don't know if I have it here, probably not. But there's a left-handed like bonus performance and right-handed bonus performance in terms of skills. So also here you can see there's a turf, medium as well. It shows you what type of tracks it is. This could be like a sprint here, dirt, all of that stuff, or like long there as well. This one shows you the weather basically. So there's like a cloudy but firm. There could be cloudy, soft ground. There could be cloudy, like different. There could be just time and stuff like that. There's also shows you what type of time you're in. For example, it could be summer, winter, fall, or spring, depending on them. There's also some different skills that you can use. So let's do a first race. So once you get into the race itself, this is where you can see all of your stats. You can see all of your skills here as well. You can see your mood. You can see your aptitude. turf, medium, pace, for example, all of them on A. So this is the strategy. This is more important. So you will be able to decide what type of strategy you want to go. Usually you pick whatever is like on at least an A for you. You pick one of those. For example, A groove is for me. I usually use her on the pace chaser, so I'm gonna use it here as well. You can read what all of those does. So front lines basically run in the front lines. Pace chasers are the second group that chase the frontliners and then go in front of them. Late ones are going from bottom basically, and ones are the bottom part basically. But it doesn't matter which one you go for. If you're, for example, your Musume that you picked are the end ones, it's not bad. They can go and win the race from the end. It doesn't matter. The most important stuff is picking whatever you have the bigger ones on here. So with that done, we can go into the actual race and see how it's gonna go. Again, the debut races are usually very easy. You're always gonna win them. So there's whole commentary going. You can see the whole race. I'm gonna skip a little bit because it's gonna go a little bit longer if I don't do it. But again, there's gonna be the race. You can see it happening. I'm gonna do it a little bit faster so we don't waste too much time on races. You can, again, the beginning races are not that interesting. The later on races are gonna be much more interesting when you have a much bigger chances of losing, because the higher you get into races, the stronger the like bots AI is gonna be. Okay, as you can see, we won. Groove, even though we failed a little bit as well, she had a bad mood. She still won pretty easily. Again, in the beginning of the game, you can gotcha sometimes, and it's not that bad that you're having an awful mood. You can get it back later on by just going to like having a recreation as well. Like I can press it right now. You will see the effect. It went up to the good, as well as we got the new training partner, and went a little bit back again, but still on normal. It's still good enough. Okay, now we'll talk about the other stuff that you have, the more of a PvP kind of content. There's a team trials. After you finish careers with your Musumes, you'll get a specific rank for them. So, for example, B, C, D, A, S. Depending on your Musume's performance, she's gonna get the rank. Now you can create your whole team. Again, based on whatever the types of Umas you have here, like long, dirt, medium, mile, sprint. And now you can go and fight other people in the, like, their Umas as well, in the PvP as well. So for example, you can go and fight this person here. This is just PvP, but you're fighting their real people with their teams, but you're fighting their bot, basically. Another one, there's a race event going on right now. You can do the race events and get yourself some special week copies. There's like daily races that you can, by finishing first ones, there's gonna be there's carrots, the currency that you use for summoning. So those ones are not PvP. There's also room matches that you can do if you're in the club. And then you can basically play with your friends if you want to. You can like make your own room. You can fight your friend. You can maybe fight the whole club that you have there. So this is basically the type of races you can do. The story is pretty simple. You can go and see the stories for different characters, learn about their stuff. There's an event stories that you can do coming in with the event, depending on the characters. Some of the characters do need, for example, as you can see here, you need to actually play on this character to unlock it. As you can see, the bond level is 1 or above, so you will need to use her to get her bond up, and then you will be able to unlock some of those storylines. But other than this was the video for the the whole Musume pre-derby game. I think I've talked about the most important stuff. I didn't talk about like shop and stuff like that, or the events itself, but that's not as important as everything else about like the understanding of the whole game in general. In the beginning of the game, we can talk about that maybe in another video. But other than that, hopefully you've liked the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, as well as join the Discord. I stream every day, and I post notifications for the stream beforehand in Discord always, so you don't miss anything. We also play Musume on the streams as well, and as well as other gacha games. So if you don't want to miss, you can join the Discord, as well as you can become a member right now if you want to support the content too. And hopefully you will enjoy the game. If you want to join me, I have a club that I called Freaky. So if you want it, you can join it. Join my club.